Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's good with it? It's the homie Mac, music, art, culture, knowledge. Reporting live from the Dogon. Each one teach one, each one teach one. Peace and love to all. Um, yeah, this is a session of Mackin' with Mac. Mackin' with Mac. Um, Mackin' with Mac book review series. Today I will be reviewing none other than the Autobiography of Malcolm X. Can you see it? Can you see it? Autobiography of Malcolm X. R.P. Malcolm X. R.P. Alex Haley. Where do I begin with this book? Essentially, this book is essentially this book is a series of interviews that the prominent journalist turned novelist Alex Haley did with Malcolm X. This book pretty much outlines. I forgot. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram. Follow the movement on Instagram at MacTV_82. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what it is. That formalities had to do that. But no, this book, there are thousands of book reviews of the Autobiography of Malcolm X. And I don't want to take a traditional route. I want to give my perspective on the book, not necessarily just a general consensus, general things that you can just find on the internet anywhere. This book again, I liked how it was formatted. How basically Alex Haley was talking. He was interviewing, talking to Malcolm X. And I think the beauty in this book is how Malcolm X spoke for himself and gave his own narrative. It's like, autobiography. Autobiographies are very intimate, very detailed. I enjoyed how transparent with Brother Malcolm was, talking about, from starting with his childhood and how his parents were both Garveyites. Marcus Garvey wanted to repatriate people from the African diaspora across the globe and repatriate them back to Africa. Both of his parents were on board with that. His father was a preacher. Book talks about how, white supremacists murdered his father and how they tried to make it seem like his dad killed himself. That's not what happened. Put him on the train tracks and ran over him. The thing about Brother Malcolm's life was just like it was filled with so much pain and so much trauma. From when they left Omaha, relocated to Lansing, Michigan, how his mother essentially had a mental breakdown, and him having to be under the care of the state. His family being separated, just seeing how all that affected his mind. Fast forward, I don't want to go there. One of the things I thought was very notable in this book was Malcolm intimately remembered things he processed as a child. Specifically, how he told the teacher, "I want to be a lawyer," and the teacher was like, there aren't Negro lawyers. I think you could be like a carpenter or something, some manual labor thing. You can't use your brain to make money. That kind of stuck with me. And then Malcolm talking about how, living in this white society and not being able to see himself, see his own reflection or seeing how he can move forward within this white society. And I think in a lot of ways that kind of that oppressed him psychologically. He couldn't see himself moving in the mainstream capitalist infrastructure. And later on in his life, I think that's kind of what moved him towards a life of crime. You know, living on the East Coast, specifically Boston, New York. He became Detroit Red, known as Detroit Red. I think he got arrested. Did a stint in prison over a burglary. While he was in prison, he was introduced to Islam, Nation of Islam. He just talked the way that he revered Elijah Muhammad. It was just amazing. The amount of respect, like he just kind of, he spoke of Elijah as if he's just someone who pulled him out of a grave. There are things that sometimes, depending on who you ask, that led to his undoing. Some people feel like his fault was he put too much trust in Elijah, or he deified Elijah Muhammad. I'm not here to debate that. I have friends in the Nation of Islam, things that we kind of bump heads over. But you'll never hear me say, the Nation of Islam's place in black struggle has been solidified. The Nation of Islam's, continual efforts of uplifting, fallen of humanity, specifically the black race, you can't negate those things. You can't negate their efforts. You can't minimize their efforts. They are definitely a force within the black community, something that is needed, as far as I see it. I know the Nation of Islam was probably one of the first forms of structure that a lot of black people saw, structure and organization. But yeah, back to the book. The thing that I think is really dope about it is, Malcolm, he goes into his whole criminal history, speaks on it, how he was pimping and pandering, man, doing those things. And one of the things that he had noted is essentially how the capitalist infrastructure is it needs a group of downtrodden people to capitalize off of. Capitalize. And he pretty much said, he felt like, the only way a black man, again, I think I alluded to this earlier, the only way that a black man can break this cycle is to create his own functionality, his own means of making money. Again, it may not be embraced by mainstream capitalism, this low-level capitalism, but you're a hustler, you're controlling your own destiny. The thing that sucks about that is as you use your own agency, a lot of times you're oppressing your own people by default. But yeah, let me get into some of the quotes from this book. Let's see. My father was an avid reader, and I remember in reading this book, when I came across this quote, it reminded me of my father. He said, "The ability to read awoke inside of me some long dormant craving to be mentally alive." My father was he always talked about how the power of reading was very prodigious, how it was very far-reaching, how it opened up your world. The ability to read, it made the world smaller in the sense of things become more familiar and interconnected, and you learn how to maneuver in modern society. Let me find another one. And because I had been a hustler, I knew better than all whites knew, and better than nearly all of the black leaders knew, that actually the most dangerous black man in America was the ghetto hustler. Why do I say this? The hustler out there in the ghetto jungles has less respect for the white power structure than any Negro in North America. The ghetto hustler is internally restrained by nothing. He has no religion, no concept of morality, no civic responsibility, no fear, no nothing. To survive, he's out there constantly preying upon others, probing for any human weakness like a ferret. The ghetto hustler is forever frustrated, restless, and anxious for some action. Whatever he undertakes, he commits himself to it fully, Absolutely. What makes the ghetto hustler yet more dangerous is his glamour image to the school dropout youth in the ghetto. These ghetto teenagers see the hell caught by their parents struggling to get somewhere, or see that they have been given, or see how they have given up struggling in the prejudiced, intolerant white man's world. The ghetto teenagers make up their own minds that they would rather be the hustlers, whom they see dressed sharp and flashing money and displaying no respect for anybody or anything. So the ghetto youth become attracted to the hustler words of dope, thievery, prostitution, and general crime and immorality. Speaks to the dynamics that come into play. Yeah, I think the thing that was really dope about Malcolm was he gave a lot of black men a sense of manhood, our shining black prince, as he was called. And I think he gave black people, like, he gave us hope. He fostered a sense of intellectual curiosity to want to look beyond the ghetto, to want to understand from whence we came. I remember watching him in a speech. He was like, what's your name? It's not Smith. It's not Johnson. It's not Washington. Like, your whole history has been erased from you by design. And I think there's just so many black people that he served as the impetus for intellectual growth. Seeing him speaking at UC Berkeley, seeing him speak at different mosques, NOI temples, churches, speaking in Harlem. The thing I liked about Malcolm, it shows how he came around full circle. They say you never want to do. They say you never want to go 360 because you end up in the same spot. You want to make us a 380, or I heard some people say 720, where you just go beyond where you started. But this book just goes over his intellectual growth, how his worldview shifted, how you go from, being totally ignorant, playing into the con game that you've been sold, dealing with self-hatred, and then you grow from that. And you realize, like, you were a pawn in your own destruction. Not only your own destruction, but the destruction of your people. The thing is, like, a lot of people try to say, like, before I go there, I liked how it goes from how things were very linear. His childhood, his evolution, how he went from crime to a life of righteousness, and one thing that was really poignant to me was his trip to Mecca. How he talked about how I think he some people in his family helped him get the funds that were necessary to get to Mecca. He got to Mecca, and I feel like when he came back from Mecca, he was more dangerous. His worldview had expanded. And a lot of times people say, the Nation of Islam, when he came back from Mecca and he wanted to start his own Muslim mosque, and I guess a lot of people feel like he had abandoned the way, the teachings of Elijah, and went more towards traditional Orthodox Islam. They feel like he turned his back and he became very ego-driven and turned his back on the nation. That's subjective, I guess, how you may process it. And some people feel like that led him. Well, that led to Nation of Islam to want to kill him. In the book, he specifically he specifically speaks to the fact that somebody is watching me since I've been in Mecca. Somebody's been watching me since I've come back to the States. But I know the Nation of Islam's capabilities. This is not the Nation of Islam. This is somebody higher than them. He said that in the book. What's higher than them, and I think strategically, it would be the feds. But yeah, this book served as this book is like it's an intellectual milestone. I don't want to get too deep into symbology or religiosity. Is that a word? Religiosity? No, I just think Malcolm is a great point of reference of You know, making amends with yourself, confronting your lower self, and becoming the best you can be. You know, really loving yourself, loving your people, sparking a revolution within yourself, and into the greatest and into the greatest spectrum of your people and greater society. Malcolm, again, intellectual giant. I have nothing negative to say about Brother Malcolm. I think this book is great. This is the Autobiography of Malcolm X is compulsory reading for everyone across the board. I would say specifically black men. I think every black man this book should be akin to a Bible for a black man. Just seeing his transition and his growth. Again, how he fed his intellectual curiosity. Malcolm X never went to college, but he had a thirst for knowledge. He was very much self-taught, and he moved beyond the box that mainstream society would place him in. And I hope that this book resonates throughout the annals of history, annals of time, because this book is it's a missive. It's a missive to all the brothers and sisters out there, that you don't give up on yourself. You can be your best self. Stay the course. But yeah, this is my thoughts, how I feel. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. This is the session of Mackin' with Mac. Mackin' with Mac, man. Book review series. This review was done upon request. I hope that you were able to glean something from this book review. I don't know if anyone can really do the weight of this book. I don't know if anyone can really do it justice.